All right. Welcome to week four, Dirty 30 podcasts. Um, yeah, doing a little bit early this week. I don't know, just got some things going on Thursday. So we're going to try to mix things up a little bit with waivers not happening yet and not being so deep in the week where we got too much content. We're gonna kind of review the first 3 weeks and just kind of go through I think the agenda was three things that we've learned through the first 3 weeks. So that can really be, whatever each individual kind of wanted there. We ended up having a trade that we'll kind of discuss and kind of go through the normal bench players who outscored the week, trash talk, things along those lines. That all sound good, boys?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let me start us off here with my three things that I've learned through the first 3 weeks. My thing one that I've learned is taking a quarterback early was probably a good call this year. Lamar Jackson, 6th round, he's number one quarterback. Josh Allen, 4th round, he's the number two quarterback. Jalen Hurts, 7th round, he's the number three quarterback, and they're all pretty high up there. I know this league's always been late round QB, and I was pumped to get Brady as late as I did, but that's definitely one thing that's kind of holding my team back a little bit. So early round QBs. Thing two I learned looking into the data is that Tyler Conklin is the tight end 4.
Yeah.
Vikes didn't need him.
Anyone wild, isn't it? I mean, it's Andrews way above, Kelsey way above, and then like whoever. I think it's Ertz and then Conklin, but it's like what the hell, man. So Tyler Conklin, tight end 4. No one has taken that cheese yet, but what do you do? We'll see more tomorrow. And then my thing 3 that I learned was DJ Moore is wide receiver 60.
Crazy.
60. I
He has
was
a touchdown too.
He's got a tonny too. And he's played all 3 games. Like I was high on DJ Moore, man. That one
I love DJ Moore, man. It's bring Sam Darnold. It's time.
It's not like his competition's been tough, Not like he's gotten like the Darius Slay treatment.
Right. Yeah, he's not going against Ramsey. Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you. I'm with it. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's like sneaky buy low or just a void, but yeah, it's DJ Moore, wide receiver 60. Pretty interesting.
Baker sucks.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Not good.
Dev, Christian, I don't know which one want to go next.
Yeah, I got it. Sure. It was kind of fun to just kind of look at some of that stuff. Thing one, an argument can be made that, and it's still early, but an argument could be made that JT, CMC, Henry, top 3 picks or whatever. Obviously, our league's a little bit different, but they're sitting at 10, 11, and 12 right now. Points scoring for running backs.
Running back's a little goofy this year so far. I'm with you.
And it's still, it's the first 3 weeks, so it is what it is. But that, just kind of just goofy and just, the craziness of this year so far. Which kind of goes into thing number 2 for me. Is sitting up there for points for running backs at 5 and 6. We have Jamal Williams and Khalil Herbert, especially with some injuries to Swift and Montgomery happening last week. I don't know. Everybody has so many different opinions on, handcuffs or elite handcuffs. I don't know if you need to grab those guys earlier in future drafts or just kind of, I don't know. It depends on how you feel, but I just thought that was kind of interesting, especially with how high they are, as of now. And then kind of again leaking into that and the unpredictability here in the first 3 weeks so far too is, I didn't include tight end on this, but I suppose I could use Conklin, but top 5 at their positions: Carson Wentz, James Robinson, and Christian Kirk in the top 5 at those positions, and Conklin, just like we all predicted. So it's been kind of fun to kind of look at those where everyone's sitting, after 3 weeks.
Yeah. I think all 3 of us had a conversation where we're all kind of kicking ourselves in the teeth by not drafting James Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like being
man.
a guy that kept him last year, being a guy that like has been on that wagon and like the anti-ETN wagon,
True. Yeah.
I'm very, very disappointed in myself. But
And definitely
Yeah.
not just this league. Like I've seen it, and you
No.
know, I'm in a few other leagues, and I've just seen it on the Twitters and everything too. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people just kind of, what a fucking steal, man.
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
he's
it
good.
was ETN was assumed, taking over that job, and that has not happened yet. That's for sure.
There's still time.
Christian, what do you got?
One thing I noticed that I found kind of interesting, and it kind of goes back. Everyone's always like, "Oh, you can find good deep receivers late in the draft," which is why I think those running backs did go so early. But 5 of the top 25 scoring receivers through the first 3 weeks weren't even drafted. So it wasn't like, we drafted them and we just haven't started them. Like they weren't even drafted. You have like Mac Hollins, like Greg Dortch is on there. Obviously Curtis Samuel, who's been picked up since, a couple others too, but just kind of crazy, and a couple of those guys might even be like some of the last round picks too. I think like Isaiah McKenzie was maybe even up there pretty close. He was like a last round pick or so. Second thing I realized, I found it kind of interesting. If you would have told me before the season there was one team in the league that would have a top 12 quarterback, a top 12 running back, a top 12 receiver, and a top 12 tight end, this team would for sure probably not have been that team. Do you guys know who it is?
Detroit.
It is Detroit.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about Hawkinson.
Well, and Detroit has
I wasn't either.
So yeah, so Hawkinson, I think, is 12. And then Goff's 9. Swift and Williams are both top 12.
Oh, yeah.
And then St. Brown is 4.
Mhm.
So it's like, I mean, obviously it's early. They're probably not going to be that way at the end of the year, but I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, they're putting up points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And the third thing that I had was, just how many guys, and you mentioned DJ Moore, but like there have just been so many high letdowns. Like I feel like we haven't seen this many like top round letdowns in the last few years. I mean, usually like your studs kind of come out hot. And obviously they did, but like really, I mean, like outside of week 1, like Jefferson been kind of a letdown, Leonard Fournette, kind of a letdown. Until last night, CeeDee Lamb, I mean, shit, like it's just, I mean, there's just guys left and right who, I mean, like besides this past week, Derrick Henry sucked, know, but I don't know. I feel like you really had to draft some good value this draft. Otherwise, you're probably sitting around, 1 and 2 or 0 and 3. So,
Yep.
but yeah. So,
yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's been weird so far. I thought that was kind of fun to look at some things, some takeaways that, what happened kind of this first 3 weeks. So I thought that was kind of fun. Hopefully people found that fun as well. So we didn't think we'd have a lot of content, but trade went through this morning involving myself and Mr. Marcus. Trade was I gave up CEH and Hopkins and Kirk Cousins for Breece Hall, Joe Burrow, and Isaiah McKenzie. I'm not gonna say much. I got a text from Dev saying awesome trade, and I got a text from Christian saying shitty trade. So I will let you guys give out grades and kind of talk through it here. Whoever wants to start.
I'll go. I mean, I don't think it was necessarily a shitty trade. I understand why you did it for your own team. Like obviously everyone's trying to improve their own team. They're not thinking about what they're doing to the rest of the league. But I think with as good as Marcus's team is right now, I do feel like it got better because he gave away Burrow, who he's never going to play over Allen.
Sure.
He gave away Isaiah McKenzie, who is never going to start over any of his 3 receivers or 4 receivers, whoever that he has now. And Brees Hall, really, I mean, upgrading from Brees Hall to Clyde with the seasons Clyde has had so far. I hate it because I'm obviously like, you're right behind me, but Marcus is ahead of me. So I'm trying to catch up to him. And I feel like that's just going to make it even harder. So it wasn't that I hated it for you. I just really liked it for Marcus.
Mm-hmm. You got a grade with it?
Yeah, I would give you a solid B, and I'd give Marcus an A minus. I mean, picking up a good running back to upgrade your team with the team he already has, I think that's an A.
Mm-hmm. Debbie, let's hear your side of it.
Yeah, I'm just, I wanted Brees, so I'm just a little butthurt about it, but yeah, I mean, I like Brees a lot in that trade. So, and I know that you kind of wanted some more running back help, and so I think that was good for you. Yeah, I didn't really get the Burrow. He's never going to play him over Allen, so the quarterback thing is kind of goofy. But then he gets D Hop, so that's nice for him. And then McKenzie, Christian, everything you said pretty much makes sense. But I don't know. I think CEH is a huge sell right now, and Matt did it, and I like Brees that much more than him. So I don't know. I just look at Brees and D Hop, and maybe just call it a wash there. So, but I get what you're saying, Christian, with if you're trying to catch up to him and making his team better.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I mean,
I'm not gonna fault. Comes back, but
can't fault the guy for trying to make his team better, though, which is what Matt did. So
yeah. I see it both ways. So B's for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, the trade is CEH and Hopkins for Brees, right? Like, I don't give a shit. I'll drop Isaiah McKenzie right now. Like that does not.
Let me know when you drop him. Let me know when you drop
like
him.
I ain't too worried about Isaiah McKenzie. Isaiah McKenzie is also not playing for my team.
Now I just gotta send trades to Matt for Brees and
right. Yeah, I'm hoping Brees's stock is going this way. Well, I'm assuming Clyde's is going this way.
We'll see what that quarterback. I'm curious about Zach Wilson, if what that's gonna do for Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall,
me too. Me too.
If he
Tyler
does come
Conklin.
back. Tyler Conklin. Yes. Very important. Yes.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, I paid for Brees, right? Is essentially what happened. Where I gave up good assets for Brees Hall. So we'll see. Waivers haven't ran yet, but Dev said that whoever picks up Mac Hollins gets a automatic 10 farts. Interesting, and I mostly agree with that statement. So I don't think we have to go too much further into that one. Matchups this week. I moved back down to the 10 seed, apparently. It's me versus Kyle, who is the 3. Marcus, I know. Marcus, the number 1 seed, down to, I think I read that right. Marcus, the number 1 seed, down to versus Tanner, the 5. Craig, the 7 versus Eric, the 8. Dev, the 9 versus Derek, the 4. And then Tyler, the 6 versus Christian, the 2. Nothing really.
Look at that. All right, cool. I moved up a spot. You don't have to do anything.
Nothing really standing out too much here. Just kind of, I don't know, make or break weeks though. You go down to 1 and 3, or 3-1, or 4-0. I mean, that's a good start to the week. So yeah. Bench players that'll outscore their starter this week. Last week we went 1-2, and I think the one who got it right was Rody. So I don't know how much that really counts. Christian, who you got? Bench player that'll outscore their starter.
Yeah, I'm actually going with my opponent's team this week in Tyler. He has kind of a tough break because Cook might be out, Montgomery could be out. Like, I'm catching a very good break against Tyler this week with the team that he has. But I think that, obviously it depends on what shakes out with those guys. But right now, Allen Robinson's on his bench. And I just think, he's going to kind of be one of those roller coaster players where he has a bad week, then he has a really good week. He has a bad week, then he has a really good week. I think last week was just a bad week. He did score on a play that get called back. And I'm just really not impressed with the 49ers. Plus, it's another primetime game. I think I would put Robinson in my starting lineup over Curtis Samuel. Even though Curtis Samuel has performed thus far, I would probably go with the Ram over the Commander.
Yep. I like it, man. Yeah, Curtis Samuel's been like the one bright spot for waiver pickups this year. But yeah, I like it. I like it. Hard to have Robinson on the bench. What do you got, Debbie?
Is that a Monday night game too?
It is.
Yeah.
No, you get a little Monday night guy in there too. I went with my opponent also, Derek. And I picked Dobbins over Pierce. I don't know. We didn't really do much last week. I think this week, just another week under his belt and let her buck.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. He looked good for the small work that he had.
I don't like Houston, so Dameon Pierce, I don't know.
Yeah, I like it. I picked Tanner's team, and I think just going Gabe Davis over Singletary. I don't know, man. Singletary is so hard to play. Like, yes, he had a boom week last week, but going against the Ravens, I think that secondary is, worse off than like their run defense, So I would just I'd go Davis over Singletary is my pick, but we shall see. Trash talk of the week. We got 3 different write-ins here. Well, we got 2 write-ins, and then Christian would like the floor for a little bit, actually.
I would.
So first one here was: do you think Devin will get a win before the league's next baby is born?
There's a lot of fucking babies popping out.
They came in anonymously. I don't know. Yeah, that's
Coward.
It's a tough one. This one came from Dev. It said, "In the chub?" ? More like in the toilet bowl.
Wow.
Interesting.
Interesting. At least he put his name on it.
I mean, it's the best I could come up with.
And then Christian hit us up very early on in this week, and he said, "Hey, he just needs some time, just to kind of discuss last week." So I'll turn it over to Christian here.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the floor. Last week, obviously, I was not able to make it. Unfortunately, I had some stuff come up last minute. Graciously, Rhodey accepted the invite. Little to my knowledge, I would be bashed on the broadcast without me being able to defend myself. But so, Rhodey, I am very glad that you showed up in your Vikings jersey and your eye black, because you came far more prepared than anyone on your fucking team did. And you gave me plenty of bulletin board material. But I would just highly recommend next time, when you're playing someone like my team, you just got to let the sleeping dog lie. And I quote, "Little bitch, weasel out, cower in a corner, cry at the screen," whatever you said. It was just such a relief for you not to have to draft Derrick Henry. And I'm so glad you didn't, because those 3 stud running backs you have combined for 22 points when Derrick Henry had himself 22.8. So thank you for that trade. I'd also like to thank you for making the trade to allow me to get Hollywood Brown, who put up over 20 points on you, because both Henry and Hollywood combined for over half your team's points. So next time you want to bark up the tree, make sure you show up next time. You've handled this loss very, very graciously and with class. And I know you'll put up a better performance next time, but until then, I hope this one stings, and I hope it teaches you a little lesson before you start chirping on other people's teams when they're not there to defend themselves. I'm done.
Woo!
Oof.
Cheers.
Feel better getting that off the chest.
All weekend. I
Yeah.
was just every touchdown that came through, I was just smiling. Just smiling.
Well, I'm hoping Rody's team doesn't take it out on me this week. So hopefully he
Just takes
Yeah.
it out of poor Matt's team.
yeah, hopefully hopefully it isn't a severe rebound for him. So I like it. So Christian, going back to you, buddy, betting lock of the week. You've been on a heater, man. I think you're
I
4-0 so far this year. Hopefully everyone's taking Christian's advice, throwing down mortgage payments on bets, just doing big things here. Who do you got this week?
Yeah, I felt really good about last week with the Ravens. I know I didn't really provide that much like analysis with it, but I don't think there is much you need when you have Lamar on one side and you have Mac Jones on the other. You have Andrews on one side and Bateman, and you have like Devontae Parker and Hunter Henry. That one seemed like a no-brainer. It was dicey for a little bit, but the Ravens pulled through. My lock this week depends what you can get them at right now. And I'll give you the current line, but I am going prime time Monday night. The Rams are sitting at +2.5. I'm taking them straight up money line at San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams are just too good of a team. They are far more likely to go 3-1 than the Rams are and them be 2-2. Jimmy Garoppolo, as we saw, is horrible. I don't think him implementing in the lineup is really like an upgrade. I think people realize like why they made the move to Trey Lance. And the Rams, last week they struggled a little bit in the division game against Cardinals. They got one under their belt, and I think that's going to help them. I really, really like the Rams on Monday night. Take a money line. Don't get cute trying to sneak a couple points in there. I think McVay on Monday night is going to bring out the big guns, and they're gonna steamroll.
Yeah, I like it, man. Yeah, I'm surprised this wasn't even money. I'm surprised there's any points whatsoever.
I agree, especially after the way the Niners played. I mean, I know the Broncos have a good D, but
right.
I was a little odd to me.
Yeah, I like it. I'm surprised by that line, but sometimes Vegas knows more than us. But you've been on a heater. I like it. We'll roll with it going into week 4.
All right.
Close things out here. No pizza bets so far this week. We are early on. I don't know how I feel about Tanner winning a pizza and then not betting another pizza. I think
you did set the precedent with that.
Right. So. I get you're playing Marcus, but like, can you really just have a pizza and then not bet it? I don't know. Hopefully he's got some time. He's got some time. Games don't start for a couple more days, but we'll see if that changes.
There could be some bad juju right there.
Could be.
Dev, is this the first win this week?
I fucking hope so. Feeling good. It's Derek. We'll be okay.
Here we go. Sounds good, boys.
Especially when he puts Dobbins in over Pierce.
Sounds good. Well, we'll be back at it again next week here. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck going into week 4.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck, everyone.
All right. Later.